I mean, one time I had this one kid that used to fuck with me all the time, right?
Yeah.
And he used to come in and he used to just sit down and he used to watch this guy fuck with me all the time. He loved me. The truth is, he did love me. And this guy was making a lot of money, and he used to come in with 4 fucking big ass guys, right?
Yeah.
And homeboy was the elephant in the room. Anytime he walked in the room, he was the elephant in the room. You get it?
Yeah.
But this guy was fucking with me, and he had his big boys with him too. And he says, and it was the family coffee shop, right? He goes, make me an ice cream and my friends too. He was being an asshole after we got an argument. Or you know, I said I ain't giving you shit. I said I'd rather roll in shit before I give you stuff.
Frank got told to get his shine box.
Basically.
Yeah.
So homeboy starts cracking up. He's really not an emotional guy, but he starts laughing. I go, and he goes, that was great, Frankie. That was great. And the other guy stops and his friends stop because homeboy is the elephant in the room, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
True story, bro. So he goes, I ain't making nothing for you. I go fuck yourself, you know? It's my place anyway, my family's place.
Right. Like, who the fuck are you to tell me what, you know? Yeah.
Right. You're done. And this is at 5 o'clock. At that point in our lives, we used to all fucking hang out, the Giannini crew, and we used to just buzz balls, you know?
Yeah.
And somebody would come relieve me, and I would go home too. Paulie would go home to eat in his house. Paulie was like my brother, Guzzo. And he would go. Paulie's a crazy bastard. He would just go. So it'd be like me, Vito, Ralphie, his friends. He had like fucking bouncers hanging out with him all the time.
Yeah.
And a couple other kids we grew up with.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Vito goes like this. This is like, I don't know, 6 days after, because this would go on every day. Me and Ralphie would get into it all the time. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
So Vito can't take it no more. So, and it's kind of like a prerequisite for him telling me, I never talked to you like that because he always had my back. Okay.
Yeah.
He's 5 years older than me. Always like, you know, you okay? So he didn't like the way I responded to him that time, and we made it good. But at that moment, he looks at Ralphie and the kid Joe Gambino, and he goes like this. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "Why don't we just go around the corner and have a fight?" He doesn't talk much, you know. He goes, "Why don't we?" He goes, "Me and Frankie versus you and Joe Gambino." Ralphie turns, you know, Vito's a G. So Ralphie goes to him, "Hey, I got no problem with you fucking Vito. I don't have no problem with you at all." He goes, "You know what?" He goes, "Ralphie, I don't like you." And Ralphie goes, "I never did anything to you." He goes, "Ralphie, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. And if you want to keep that thing going, we go fight." Anyhow, this shit, he just didn't like him, okay? He hated him. Hated him. One day Ralph had a Mercedes, he was like 23 years old. You hear me?
Yeah.
And we throw a dead fish in his car.
Oh man.
And he was like, we're laughing about it. I mean, we grew up with Ralphie. Ralphie was a scumbag, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, we didn't expect what was gonna happen. I have Paulie coming up to me. Me and Paulie are like brothers, you know. But Paulie was he was good hearted. Like in other words, if Paulie wanted to come after you, Lefty,
Uh-huh.
and there was a casino in the way, you go to the casino. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he didn't like Ralphie. Ralphie was being an asshole. He was being pompous. He was hanging out with the Gambino guys, fucking trying hard to be made and everything, forgetting about like us. He was getting credit cards and didn't want to share.
Yeah. Not you know.
And Ralphie was just being a fucking asshole. So one day I'm at the coffee shop, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Vito comes in. And we called Ralphie Big Head.
Sorry, I
And
didn't mean to laugh. I call somebody I know Big Head too.
Vito loved me. Vito loved me. And that's why he got a little perturbed when I called him an asshole, you know.
Yeah.
He almost cried actually. He goes, "Hey, you seen Big Head?" He goes, "Do you see Big Head around?" I said, "No, no." And he looks down. He goes, "You're not gonna see him no more." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." This is Vito. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was it. They found him in the trunk.
Yeah.
You know.
You
And
think
that was the only.
you think he deserved it or you know, was asking for it?
He was an asshole. He was such. Nobody deserves to die, but he was such an asshole, bro. You know what he did to me one time, and it was pretty scumbagish.
Hmm.
He's older than me, okay?
Yeah.
But you know I'm not gonna tell. I'm supervising Joker poker machines, right?
Yeah.
He comes in there with a fucking key. Takes money out of him. I catch him, right?
Yeah.
I said, "What are you doing?" The older guys come to check the machines and there's money missing.
That's
And
your
they're like,
ass.
"Huh?"
I said that's your ass.
Exactly. I didn't tell on him.
Yeah.
I said, "Bro, why would you do that while I'm working?" And he thought it was funny.
Yeah, that is fucked up. No regard for a so-called friend.
No, yeah. And the older guys were like, I know he came in here because
Right, but
that's
you're
what he
not gonna
does.
rat him out.
I didn't.
No, I know. It just shows you know, what
And
kind
not
of
only
friend you
that,
were
I
and what
mean,
kind of
I
friend
I
he
mean, to make a long
was.
story short, he didn't even fucking like throw me anything either.
Damn. That's fucking cold.
Yeah. So he's trying to make a rat out of me, you know?
Yeah. Putting you in a position where it's like it's your ass because there's money missing, and you know you're not gonna he's counting on you being a better friend than he was.
And me and Paul grew up together. He's like, he's gonna get his. Don't worry about it. You know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised me and Paul didn't kill him. We planned it too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just didn't follow through with it or change your mind. What?
Me and Paul grew up with him.
Yeah.
It's like we couldn't do it.
Fair enough.
You know when you grew up with somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember me, Paul, and Ralphie going to Bobby Glasses
Yeah.
to open up a gambling sheet. We were young. We were like 18, and
Yeah.
Paul fucked that up.